Fridays with Geraldo segment tonight, an amazing soundbite from Nancy Pelosi. Last night on Stewart's show, this happened.
Okay, we are going to set up a healthcare website that is an exchange. People are going to come to it.
Right.
Why is it so hard to get a company to execute that competently?
I don't know. And as one who works very hard. No, and that's my question.
Well, let me get the House Minority Leader here. I can ask her. Hold on.
No.
Wait, what do you mean you don't know? Well, how do you not know?
Well, it's not my responsibility.
And that's why the Democratic Party's reeling. This week, the New York Times, a big Dem booster, actually reported the Democrats could lose the Senate in November. Let's analyze Fox News anchor Geraldo Rivera. I mean, you know, how foolish is this?
Well, the headline, I think, is not her woeful performance. It's not that the House Minority Leader, Nancy Pelosi, couldn't answer the question. The headline, in my view, was Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is the Pied Piper of the progressive young voters. If he has turned on the Democrats, if Stewart is now cynical and skeptical and critical of the Democrats, I think that bodes very ill.
Nah,
I think
he's going for the laugh. He asked a legitimate question. He was surprised by the answer, but he's quick enough to exploit it, and that's what he did.
You don't think he was
I think he wanted
negative?
An answer. I think he wanted an answer.
I think that he was shocked and he was very frustrated by her whole
I think he was going for the laugh. Now, the Democratic Party...
One more point.
Go.
If I am correct, and you are not, I realize
that would be very, very rare.
The exception rather than the rule. Then if Stewart turns against the Democrats, what happens is it deflates the excitement on the left, it depresses voter turnout, and then it really becomes a menace to the Democrats.
I agree with that. I mean, if you lose your media stalking horses, you're in trouble. But you already lost a lot of them. I mean, you know, Leno and to some extent the other late night guys have really, you know, very, very skeptical. But even more important is the polling. Recent Washington Post ABC News poll says that in the economy now, do you trust which party? Do you trust on the economy? 44% Republican, 37% Democrat. That's a crusher.
I think the sluggish recovery is certainly a big item going forward to the November elections. But I would submit again that what is more important is this whole attitude of Obamacare becoming a malignant, depressing, divisive issue where the competence of the president, the whole notion of the Democrats' vision of big government solving our problems is now called in question.
Here's the next question. Regardless of your political views, overall, which party do you think has better ideas about the right size of the federal government? Okay, Republican 46, Democrat 40. This is a total flip. A total flip in the country that, if it holds, means they're toast in November.
I agree.
They are.
I agree, and the Democrats have a very slim chance now of changing the equation in the House of Representatives.
They're not going to do that.
But the Senate is still a heavy lift for Republicans, and here's why. They need to get 6 seats of the 21 Democratic seats that are open. Places like Arkansas, Louisiana, Montana, where Baucus is retiring, those seats are up for grabs. But look what happened in 2010 and 2012. You had in 2010, you got that witch lady. Who was the candidate for the Republicans? That witch lady O'Donnell in Delaware. Right. I mean, so the Tea Party has had an influence, very, very negative. Todd Aiken in Missouri.
They have to get good candidates,
in India, making these ridiculous comments about abortion and rape. If they don't get good candidates, what looks like a slam dunk is not going to happen.
And I probably shouldn't assume that the Republicans know that. What do you make of the Fox News poll? I mean, the trust component, 35, and the next one is 17. Or I mean,
it's shocking. I think that
is it really shocking to you?
Well, what is shocking to me is how low everyone else was.
Yeah,
and I think there's a good reason for that. People listen and they watch predictions not coming true, or they see advocacy that goes over the line. You know, there are some things that happen in some of the other networks where, you know, they're tweeting about, I talked about this on Fox and Friends this morning, tweeting about, you know, that Cheerios commercial.
Yeah, we did last night.
Mixed race.
But they're out of the box. But even the network,
they're at
ABC,
6%.
NBC,
that's
CBS, they're all flatlined down in the 10, 11. trustworthiness. I was very taken aback by that.
We in the news business have been in the short end of the stick, like insurance salesmen and car dealers.
They love us
for a while, but our audience likes us.
Somebody told me you were growing a beard so you can get on Duck Dynasty. Is that true?
I'll do some reality show.
Yeah.
No, I'm the commercial, the most interesting man in the world. That's what I want. That's what I long for.
That's the cartel guy selling beer? That's it? Is that the commercial you're referring to?
Don't stereotype us all.
No, of course
It's Dos Equis. I'm a big advocate. So
there you go. Directly